In this episode of Car Chronicles, Jeremy, James and George show us what people do with their special cars all over Australia nearly every weekend. It's about the many tribes who share one value, a deep attachment to motor vehicles, racing them at Queensland's Raceway's 2 Days of Thunder, displaying them at the All British Day in Sydney, and cruising with the hot rodders to find out what makes them keep tinkering.
And if we could have a winter's day like this every day, we could thank not only Thor, but all the other gods in heaven as well.
We can't explain it, but the bond between motor vehicles and ourselves can stem back to childhood, like a love affair we never get over. This is the story of 3 years in the automotive calendar and the connection between humankind and its best friend, the motorised vehicle. This series goes out to the source, to you, the people, and some very special collections in Australia and all over the world. Let us reveal some Car Chronicles. Today we're with James at the Queensland Raceway for Shannon's 2 Days of Thunder.
My first car was a Ford Cortina Mark 1 and I loved it. But this Ford over here is a little bit more special. That was faster than my one, for sure, and a lovely car. But this is a Ford GT40. This is a replica, beautifully done in the Gulf colours. And this is the car, the original of this car, sold last year at auction for some $11 million, making it the most expensive American car ever sold at auction. Ferrari were winning everything at Le Mans in the early 60s. Ford had tried to do a buyout of Ferrari and things had gone horribly wrong. So the people at Ford said, right, we'll build a better car. The result was the GT40, which cleaned up. First year or two, it struggled. When Carroll Shelby got involved, this became the world beater, the greatest endurance car probably ever.
Look, GT40, very quick, 0 to 103 seconds, 492 horsepower. What more do you want?
This blue and orange Golf has all the associations with Steve McQueen, the film Le Mans.
It is a great car to drive. Happy to take anyone for a drive, but it is a beautiful car to drive. It is very quick.
Well, the next person I've come across is Craig from Absolute Pace. He's the man who painted that beautiful GT40 we were looking at. And the exciting thing about this Cobra, we've actually got Carroll Shelby's signature on the dashboard. How did that come about? Tell me about that, because obviously he passed away last year, I think it was.
Yeah, so the customer just asked us if he could have a signed dash. And at that stage when Carroll Shelby was alive, you just gave a donation to his Heart Foundation and he'd actually sign the dash. So it's a really unique feature now. Yeah, we actually bring in the bodies and chassis from Poland. They're actually made in an old aircraft factory that used to manufacture the MiG fighter jets. And so it's a pretty special product to be offer because it's very rare to see an aluminium bodied Cobra in Australia at all.
It's a beautiful car and it's got a beautiful finish. When they arrive from the factory in Poland, do they come as this or have you got to really work on them?
Yeah, we've got to really work on them. So we've got to panel beat them straight and then we offer 3 different finishes. The customers can get them painted if they like. We do this finish, which is what we call the brush finish, and we also do a fully polished, like a full mirror polish finish as well if the customers want it. This is something you want to get out and enjoy. If you owned an original car, you just wouldn't use it. They're museum collector pieces, you know. Quite a few of the customers we've got, they could own original cars if they want to, but they want to own cars that they can actually get out and enjoy.
And of course, the original of something like this, highest price paid I think was 5.5 million for a Cobra. So, you know, obviously you're not going to chuck that round the racetrack, whereas something like this, which looks every bit as good, you certainly can do.
And it's bringing the cars back to life. You just don't, the original cars just aren't driven. There's very few in Australia and they're just not driven on the road anymore. So at least we've got these sort of cars that we can all look at and appreciate and remind us of, how glorious they were in the 60s.